Jessi Fundora is the Business Development Manager for Seabourn Cruises, and today he'll be talking to you about their ships, itineraries, and great things to come in the future. Jessi, we'll turn it over to you for now.
Thank you, Mary Pat. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon from a rainy South Florida down here in Miami. It's a pleasure to be here and to have this opportunity to speak with you about an incredible product called Seabourn, which is your resort at sea. And as Mary Pat mentioned, during the course of this presentation, we'll talk about our wonderful ships, our new modern ships. We'll talk about itineraries, and we'll also talk about our new expedition vessel that debuts actually tomorrow. Will be her first sailing, and what to expect moving forward. So let's begin. So Seabourn is, not surprisingly, an ultra luxury travel experience. What that means for us means it's a really unique experience with a state-of-the-art, spacious accommodation. So our average suite size, first off, we're an all-suite product. Our suites are an average of about 300 square feet. We've worked with Adam Chahani to actually do the decor on all of our vessels, from the Odyssey to the new Venture vessel. We offer multiple culinary opportunities on board the vessel. Incredible service. I mean, that is really why Seabourn stands out. The ships are great. The ships are new, so the hardware is there, but it's really the software. It's really about the one-on-one touch between our crew members and the guests. It is about creating memorable experiences and exceeding our guests' expectations. Obviously, the safety and the well-being of our guests and our crew is the number one priority for us at Seabourn. Now, I'd love to show this slide because it gives you a good picture of our vessel. This is the Seabourn Ovation, one of our newer vessels. This was built in 2018, but we have won so many accolades and awards. Just for your knowledge, Seabourn's been around for over 35 years, so we're not new to the game. Seabourn was really one of the first, or the first small ultra luxury cruise line to introduce the caviar experience. Some of you may remember where there's an older image of a waiter coming out of the water with serving caviar and champagne. I mean, all that was Seabourn. Seabourn began that. We've won accolades from Travel and Leisure, Condé Nast, you name it. We have been at the top of the list for many, many years on the small ship cruising side. So when we talk about ultra luxury, we're talking about just, again, new state-of-the-art vessels. What you're seeing now are just a couple glimpses of our ships. On the left-hand side, you'll see an area called the Retreat. That is available on our larger Encore Innovation. And these are 15 bungalows that you can rent for the day or for the week when you're on board one of those two vessels. It's a private bungalow area with a jacuzzi or a hot tub in the center, as you see there. There's also service here, so you can have drinks, lunch, breakfast can be served to you here on the Retreat area. Of course, being that we're a small ship, we still do have multiple pools on board. Each ship, each of the cruising ships have two pools, and we again have multiple dining venues. On the bottom right-hand side, you're seeing an image of our Thomas Keller restaurant on the small Odyssey, Sojourn, and Quest. So here's what our fleet looks like at this point, and I'm happy to announce that as of tomorrow, we will have all of our ships that are built in the water. The only exception is the Pursuit, which debuts next year. So we're very excited to be sailing 100% again. Our first vessel coming back from the original Pride, Spirit, and Legend that Seabourn had was the Odyssey that was built in 2009, and that was followed by the Sojourn and the Quest. Now, again, in these times that we're living in, I think sailing on smaller ships is the way to go. Our vessels can accommodate up to 458 guests. Obviously, that's a bit of an odd number. So most of the time we don't sail with 458. We're sailing with a bit under that because we do have a couple of single guests that come on every voyage. So we're sailing with about 440 to 450 guests, give or take. So again, very nice and small. 90% of the suites on the Odyssey, the Sojourn, and the Quest are balconies. So if you're on one of those vessels, there's a good chance that you would have booked a veranda or a balcony. We do have a couple of window suites and no insides on any of our vessels. The Encore and the Ovation are our newer vessels, and they are a bit larger with a 600 guest capacity. Those are 100% balcony. So any suite that you book on the Encore or the Ovation will be a balcony suite. And then, of course, the Venture that is on her way to Tromsø, she is also a 100% balcony vessel, along with the Pursuit. Also, the way that our ships are structured, all of our suites are either forward and midship, with the public rooms being in the back, and they're identical. So if you have sailed on the Odyssey, because it's identical to the Sojourn and the Quest, and you come back to one of those vessels, the common theme is that our guests are returning home. They feel very comfortable because they know exactly where the layout and where all the public rooms are on our vessels. Same thing with the Encore and the Ovation. Those two ships are similar, are identical, and they're very similar layout to the smaller vessels, just on a larger scale. So here are some of the inclusives for Seabourn. So we call them the Seabourn difference. So we won't go through every single one of these, but just some of the highlights are, as I mentioned, all oceanfront suites, complimentary premium suites and fine wines. I love Belvedere vodka, frankly, when I'm on board, and that is available for us at all of our bars. Complimentary Wi-Fi. The gratuity for the crew is also included as well. All of our dining venues are included. So, there's no surprises. So yes, when you do purchase a Seabourn cruise, probably at the beginning, it will be more than some of the premium brands. But again, what you need to keep in mind is that everything is included there. So there won't be any surprises when you're on board the ship as, oh, would you like champagne? Sure, here, sign here. Or here's a drink package. None of that exists on board Seabourn because it is all taken care of upfront with the rate. So, of course, we have beautiful accommodations. We have the perfect accommodation for you, whether it's a window suite or one of the balcony suites. I wanted to kind of give you a quick look at what our standard balcony suite looks like. So remember that I said Encore and the Ovation, 100% balconies. Odyssey, Sojourn, and Quest, 90%. So this is basically our introductory suite, about 300 square feet. You have a great separation between the sitting area and the bedroom. There's also a bar here. You will receive a list of preferences before you board the vessel. And if you have a preference of a vodka and a gin, for example, let us know and we will accommodate that in your little mini bar area that you see there. You'll have those two bottles of spirits and you'll be able to enjoy that in your suite along with anywhere else on board the vessel. What I really love about these suites are the bathrooms. Now, again, this is the standard bathroom on Seabourn. It's a separate tub and shower and marble bathroom. And you also have two sinks here as well. So again, big bathrooms. One complaint that I have, I'm pretty big guy, is when you go to the bathrooms, you got to pretty much kind of stand sideways, or that's not the case on board Sea, but you can have typically two in the bathrooms here. When you're talking about an introductory suite, here you can comfortably have two guests while two can be getting dressed, or one can be taking a shower while the other one is washing up or doing whatever they need to do. So again, nice big bathrooms and nice big suites on board our vessel. Now, if you're looking for more accommodations, we have them. Anything from a penthouse suite all the way up to the winter garden suite, which is our largest. So you're looking at about a 450 square feet for the penthouse, all the way to about 900 square feet, almost 1,000 when you're looking at the winter garden. So again, if you need more space, we're more than happy to offer that. And some of the larger suites are more of an apartment layout where you have a half bath for the company, a sitting area, you have a sofa, a dining room table, and then a master bedroom. And by the way, if you stay in one of these suites, you can be guaranteed that people will want to know who you are on board the ship because they'll want to be invited to your suite to see what some of these incredible winter garden suites or some of the signature suites look like. We can also host a private cocktail party. So if you're traveling with a small group of friends or family, we can host a cocktail party in one of these larger suites for about 30 minutes before dinner. Or if you just are sailing with your companion and you make friends on board, and towards the end of the cruise, you'd like to do a little small cocktail party in your suite, we're able to do that as well for you. And the friends will create the invitations and send them to the guests on board. So we have to talk about the dining experiences. Even though we have small ships, we have an incredible array of dining opportunities on board our vessels. All of the ships have a main restaurant that's, you can't get lost because it's called the restaurant, and that is open for dinner. That is also the only place where we require one formal night every 7 days. So Seabourn is a pretty casual, luxury casual experience. We do have one formal night, and that is in the main dining room, but there are other options. So if you chose not to dress up that night, not a problem. We have the Earth and Ocean restaurant, which is al fresco. We also have the Thomas Keller experience, or the Thomas Keller restaurant. You may be familiar with Chef Thomas Keller, a Michelin star restaurateur. And I gotta say, this is not a Thomas Keller inspired restaurant. This is run by Thomas Keller and his organization. So it is 100% Thomas Keller. And it's the only restaurant on board that does require a reservation. There is no additional cost, but reservations are required here. All of our guests will have an opportunity for at least one opportunity to dine at the Thomas Keller Grill, but this is another dining venue that's available on our 5 cruising ships, along with, as I mentioned, Earth and Ocean, which is our patio area, the Colonnade, which is our indoor-outdoor casual restaurant, and also here's kind of a better picture of the outdoor deck here. This is out by the pool deck. This is the Earth and Ocean. So again, 4 restaurants. I go back again. We have the restaurant, Earth and Ocean, the Thomas Keller restaurant, and the Colonnade. These 4 restaurants are on all 5 of our cruising ships. I should also mention why you have the picture here on the bottom right-hand side. You see champagne and caviar. If anybody here is a connoisseur of champagne and caviar, guess what? It's available on Seabourn complimentary. So you can request caviar at any time when you like. This is basically the serving that you'll get in your suite. You can have it out by the pool deck. You can request it in the main restaurant at dinner time. Whenever you like, the caviar is available along with the champagne. I also want to mention one more restaurant, which is the sushi restaurant. And again, similar to the restaurant, the sushi restaurant is called Sushi. So you can't get lost here. You can absolutely find it. Sushi restaurant is only on the Encore and the Ovation. So it's only on the larger vessels. That is a treat that we're able to offer on the larger ships. So the Encore and the Ovation actually have 5 dining venues. Again, think about that. 4 dining venues plus room service on the small 458 guest ships, and 5 dining venues and room service on the Encore and the Ovation. So there's a lot of opportunities for incredible dining. And that's not including if we're in a port and we're overnighting and you choose to get off the ship to enjoy cuisine, whether it's in Bordeaux or whether it's somewhere in Greece or in Italy. Now, also want to mention that we have a great spa. One of the few things that's not included is spa services, obviously, but we do have a fantastic spa on board. So the gym is available for our guests. It is included. We also have stretching and yoga that we're able to offer for our guests, but we do have an incredible spa with massages and treatments, and that was put together by Dr. Andrew Weil. And that is available on our vessel. Again, there is a cost for this depending on what you'd like to do. But what we found out is that many years ago, it was all about gaining 10 pounds on a cruise. You know, many of you probably remember 15, 20 years ago, if you didn't gain 10 pounds on a cruise, it wasn't a good cruise because the food wasn't good, because there was food all over all the time. We still have incredible dining on board the vessel, but now I think people are looking for a healthy balance. So you can indulge with the caviar, with the Thomas Keller, but at the same time, there's also opportunities for you to enjoy our spa and enjoy a healthy living program on board our ship. So we cater to all demographics. So, you know, some of the things that keep us creating Seabourn moments. First off, we have we have a team of 2 that will attend to your suite. So we have a suite hostess and an attendant, and we added this when we returned back to service. So we want to make sure that the suites are kept in impeccable condition and they're clean and sanitized. So we have 2, as I mentioned, we have a suite host and an attendant that come in jointly and take care of the suite when the guests are out. Also, the guest to space ratio. I mean, we virtually have a 1-to-1 guest to passenger ratio. So again, smaller ships, one-on-one guest to passenger ratio means that the crew knows you. The crew can really jump if you need something, can make adjustments, can make changes. You don't have, they know you by your name. It really is a unique experience that we're able to offer. And it's about the wow factor. So we call them Seabourn moments. So one of my moments was I was sailing in March, and we had our champagne and caviar party out in the pool. I'm sorry, in the beach down in St. Kitts. And I had a spa appointment that I had to go to. So I got on the tender, got back to the ship, and was rushing to my room to take a shower. And when I walk in the door, I see rose petals on the floor. In the bathroom, the bath was drawn. And I always say this, it may not mean much to you. That may not be your thing. It really isn't my thing. But to be honest with you, I was not expecting that. I was pretty much floored because I thought, wow, I can't believe that the suite stewardess, they knew that I was out on the beach. They knew that I had to go to the spa, and they wanted to prepare the bath for me so I can take a nice quick bath before I went to the spa. The truth is that I found out that we did that for everyone on board the ship that day. So everyone felt special. Everyone had their wow moment at Seabourn that day. So this is what the beach party looks like. In a sense, we do it primarily in the Caribbean. I know we've also done it in Asia from time to time. So the ship will pull up into a private beach setting. The guests will disembark. Right around 11:30, we will take out the surfboard and serve caviar and champagne right there at the water's edge. And when the champagne and the caviar are finished, we begin our beach barbecue. So this is a fantastic experience. We also, if you notice on the top left-hand side, our ships have a marina. We're able to drop the marina and offer water sports. So whether it's stand-up paddle boats or whether it's the banana that you see there or kayaking, it's an adventurous experience. So you're not just it's not just sun and fun. It can be sun and fun, but if you wanted to enjoy some of our water sports and our water toys, you can absolutely do that. So if you're a water lover, I'm sure that absolutely appeals to you. Now, as far as destinations, we'll talk a little bit about where we are this year and where we're going. But in a typical normal year, and I don't think we've gotten there just yet, but we do visit all 7 continents. So that's everything from Antarctica to North America, Asia, Australia, New Zealand, and we also do world cruises. So if you're interested in long voyages of over 140 days, we're able to offer that. We have 2 world cruises. We have the 2023 and the 2024 World Cruise that is pretty much full at this point. So if you can believe that, we have guests that are excited about getting on for 140 days, and that's been sold out for quite some time. But we do run the gamut of every itinerary. We are where you want to be. So we tend to be in warmer climates, but we're also visiting some of the colder regions as well. So as far as 2022 into 2023, so there've been a couple of changes and adjustments, but this is basically what our ship schedule looks like. We call it the voyage planner at a glance. So you'll see that again in the summertime and our summertime, most of the ships are in warmer weather. And then as we transition to the winter, the ships kind of go into the Caribbean, they stay in Asia. So we try to stay in warm weather as much as possible, with the exception of Antarctica and the Arctic. But this is, we actually have itineraries available up into early 2024, and Ted and his team can absolutely give you those details as well. In 22, right now, the Ovation, the Encore, the Quest, and the Sojourn are all in the Mediterranean. So some of you may already have your plans for 22. If you don't, I can absolutely say that we still have some limited space between now and October in the Mediterranean, and we do an incredible Mediterranean experience. Our vice president just got off of the Encore, and he said it exceeded his expectations. And they did also have a complimentary marina day where he was able to do the kayaking and the water sports in the back of the vessel off of Greece. So imagine that, kayaking off of Greece or in Dubrovnik. Just again, an incredible experience. The Odyssey right now is in Alaska, and she'll be in Alaska between now and in September. We're going to offer 7-day voyages, but we also offer 10, 11, 12, and 14 days. So the 7 days are from Vancouver to Juneau and vice versa. And then the longer voyages are round trip Vancouver. So you may be saying there's so many products that are going to Alaska. Why choose Seabourn? Well, the Odyssey is 458 guests. So you'll be sailing in Alaska deep in the Inside Passage on a ship that accommodates under 450 guests. I mean, that alone is a unique experience. Because we're smaller, we're able to also go into some of the other coves and get closer to the glaciers than some of the bigger ships. We're able to offer opportunities to kayak, like in Misty Fjord. We go up to Granger Fjord. There's so much to see and do on our small ships that you can't do on the large vessels. And if you are on the luxury side of things, the other brands are nice and they have big accommodations, but again, you're traveling with 2, 3, 4,000 passengers. We are very exclusive, and I think you will really enjoy the opportunity to sail with us in Alaska and British Columbia. Later in the year, this year, and also for next year, the Quest will be visiting Canada and New England, so on the East Coast of Canada. And this is what the itineraries look like. Most of the voyages are round trip Montreal, but they will also have Montreal to New York and Montreal to Boston. Again, this is during the fall foliage. This is at the end of August, all the way into October. There's actually, if you live in South Florida, there's a repositioning voyage from Montreal to Miami in late October that arrives in November, which is a 14-day. So this is a great part of the world. If you haven't seen it, it's really beautiful during the time. The peak time to come here is late September. October is ideal for the fall foliage. We can't forget about the Caribbean. So, some of you may say, well, Caribbean, been there and done that. And if you've been there on the large vessels, I absolutely agree. The larger ships, there's only so many ports that they can visit, simply because it's not dredged deep enough. So you can't go to a small little island. You have to go to St. Thomas, St. Martin, Puerto Rico, which are great islands, but there's so much more in the Caribbean. So what I'd say to you is, how about rediscovering the Caribbean? Take a look at some of our itineraries. We do have a couple of round trip Miami departures, but most of the voyages are out of Barbados or St. Martin. So again, we're visiting ports like Dominica, Guadeloupe, which I absolutely love, and some ports we're also going to Nevis, to Antigua, Martinique. So St. Kitts, we're really doing some of the islands that the big ships just have no opportunity or no access to. So again, you may have been to the Caribbean, but have you been deep into the Caribbean, into some of these smaller islands where there are no other ships? It's just basically the Seabourn vessel. We also have later this year and into next year, Australia and New Zealand, and these voyages are from Auckland to Sydney. This is something, again, great itinerary. This is usually done between November and February. So our winter, their summer. This is a great itinerary if you haven't been down south. They're usually about 12 days or longer, which is perfect because you don't want to go this far for 5 days or 7 days. 12 days gives you an opportunity to spend a couple of days pre and post and make it like a 2-week vacation or more if you chose to do so. But again, great itineraries for Australia and New Zealand. In Northern Europe, we've had to make a couple of changes. We're not going to Russia, obviously, so we've made some change in some deployments. So we will have itineraries from Copenhagen to Dover, and these are 7 and 14 days. They will be staying a bit more west of Russia, so we'll be having itineraries up into some of the incredible ports in Norway, Sweden, also in Denmark, the UK, northern Spain, northern France. Really, really unique itineraries for 2023 up in Northern Europe. Some of the offers that we have going on right now, we have the Sail Away, and this is a 2-category upgrade in the Veranda Suite. So if you book a V1, which is our introductory suite, we will give you a 2-category upgrade to a V3. We also have reduced deposits as well that are available. So I encourage you to speak with Ted's team to talk to you about our upcoming promotions and opportunities. One thing I want to mention, I'm not sure if any of you are members of the Crystal Society, the Crystal ships. So we're doing a benefit status match. So if you have sailed on Crystal before, we are honoring your status on Crystal in Seabourn. So again, speak with your team at Ted with Ted, and he will go ahead and work with you on this because we're matching status. And this is very important because we really want to encourage Crystal Society guests or Crystal guests that kind of felt abandoned by the brand to come and sail with Seabourn and experience us. And I think you really, really enjoy that. So let's talk quickly about our expedition vessel. We talked about it at the beginning of the presentation. That's the Seabourn Venture, who debuts her first voyage tomorrow. What is an expedition journey? I mean, obviously expedition is exotic because with these ships, you can only get to these ports primarily through water. Could you fly to Greenland? Could you fly to Antarctica? Maybe, but are there 5-star hotels there waiting for you? Probably not. So some of these destinations are very exotic. They're very exclusive, and they give bragging rights. I mean, not everybody has had the opportunity or will have the opportunity to visit Antarctica or to visit Greenland or to go up to Spitsbergen and go up to the Arctic. And you were able to do that on a Seabourn expedition. Again, why would you want to do expedition travel? Maybe you've been on multiple cruises. Maybe you've visited multiple ports in Europe, and you've been to Australia, New Zealand, you've been to South America, and you're looking for something different. You're looking perhaps for a life-changing moment. I think the general consensus is everybody who goes to some of these incredible ports come back with a life-changing experience because it is so different and it is so unique. And why on Seabourn? Everything that you saw on the luxury side, we're transferring that to our small expedition ships. So what does that mean? That means that if we happen to be in one of these ports and maybe your traveling partner wants to stay on board the ship, they're not relegated to staying on an old vessel where you have to stay in your room the whole time. These ships have 8 bars and restaurants that have over 30,000 square feet of open space. So if you chose to stay on the ship 1 or 2 days, there's a full service spa as well. I mean, it really, really is a unique ship that we have in some of these incredible destinations. This is the Venture. The Pursuit is identical as well. 132 oceanfront veranda suites, a total of 264 guests. That's it. 264 guests with 8 dining options, with multiple bars and restaurants on board the vessel. This ship is built to navigate through light ice, whether it's in the Arctic or in Antarctica. And we're going to go through some quick images here of what to expect when you're on the Venture. This is an image of the veranda suite. Now, probably in the next upcoming presentations, we'll have actual images of the suites. These are obviously mock-ups, but this is what the vessels look like on the inside. We have, I just want to go back here. So the veranda suite, this is the basic suites. Again, what you get on board with the Venture and the Pursuit. We have larger suites like the panorama veranda that you see on the bottom left with those beautiful sweeping views. You wake up in the morning to that floor to ceiling window. This is the bathroom on the right-hand side there, very similar to our ocean cruising ships. And of course, we have a winter garden suite here with an upper and lower. It's the first time that we have an upper and a lower suite. Again, just some images here. Owner suite, a beautiful layout. That's the bedroom. This is the sitting area. We can do cocktail parties here for the guests on board. Some of our public rooms, Seabourn Square. So we do not have a front desk on any of our ships. So you're never going to see a front desk with crew members in the back. Our Seabourn Square is basically what we like to call the living room of the ship. So here's where you'll find our crew members. You'll also find our coffee bar, our gelato bar. There's also suites here. So in the morning, we offer suites for morning suites. In the afternoon, there's little sandwiches that are available here. There's also a small little library, access to the boutique through the Seabourn Square. And then here are just some of the areas of the vessel. This is the aft deck, right just behind the Seabourn Square. Here's some of the dining options and some of the outside sky bar. Again, if you look at the tones, lots of earth tones, it looks very different than our 5 cruising ships. Yes, we'll have a pool. It seems like this ship will only be in the cold weather, but that's not the case. You'll see soon we have opportunities in South America, and we'll have them in the South Pacific. So the ships will be visiting warm weather ports, and of course, we'll be able to use the infinity pool and these warmer weather opportunities. Some of the bars and lounges here, we have the bow lounge here in the bow of the ship right in the front, the Constellation Lounge, no shows. So very important here for the expedition. The cruising ships do have shows, do offer shows at nighttime. We have 4 singers and 2 dancers. Here on the expedition vessel, it's more about learning. So we don't have any, we will not have any shows. We won't have anybody singing or anything like that. There'll be some very light entertainment, like maybe the piano bar or something to that effect. But if you're coming on board these small ships looking for this type of entertainment, you won't find them on the Venture or on the Pursuit. This is really more about a learning experience. Here's the expedition lounge with actually working fireplace. This is where the guests will meet before they actually depart for their tours. And the Discovery Center is where our guests will sit down with our expedition team leaders and talk about what they're going to see or what they saw. So this is our little stage area as well. And again, if you choose to stay on board, you won't be relegated to your room. We'll have a full spa that's available. And this is also inspired by Dr. Andrew Weil. And here's a better picture here of the spa by Andrew Weil. The loading zone, this is where you get off and on the ship and leave your gear. So we do offer parkas and boots that are available for Antarctica. And we have 26 expedition team members that will be with you the entire time. So when you do one of our tours, you will have an expedition team member with you, talking to you and explaining to you exactly what it is that you're seeing. We're not going to just send you out and figure out what you're looking at. The expedition team members, these are ornithologists, zoologists. These are experts in their fields that will be accompanying our guests to talk about what it is that you're seeing and to learn more. One of the highlights of the ships is we'll be able to have, we have 2 6-person submarines. There is an additional cost for this on the Venture and on the Pursuit. These 6-person submarines will be available in select destinations, but again, we'll be able to offer a very different experience, not just at the water level, but under the water as well. They can go down as deep as 1,000 feet. Here's a better picture of the inside of the submarine. And then here are some of the destinations for the expedition. So again, yes, we visit Greenland and Iceland, cold weather, but we'll also be visiting other parts of the world as well. Lots of, sorry, go back here. Lots of warm weather. We'll be in the South Pacific. We'll be in the Amazon River. So a lot of great destinations for you to experience with our expedition ship. And then finally, I just want to thank you for attending the presentation today. You have a choice, absolutely. And we hope that you decide on Seabourn. It is unique, it is different, and we'd love to offer you a Seabourn moment.
Thanks, Jessi. And we have no questions at the moment. I think you had everybody in awe talking about the new ships and itineraries and the expedition. So if there's any other questions, pop them in and we'll try to get to them. And now I'd like to take the opportunity to introduce you to Ted Karbowski, the Ted in Cruisin With Ted. Over to you, Ted.
All right. Thank you, Mary Pat. Just getting set up here for my presentation. Thank you so much for attending today. Yes, I am Cruisin With Ted. And we really want to welcome you here today. And this is our team. Ted, we'll post this picture later, but we have a full team and actually a backup crew as well that handle our reservations. And thank you, Jessi, so much, Director of Business Development for Seabourn, for attending, and thank you for attending. So some of you may know me, some of you may not. We are travel advisors, and a lot of people ask why I work with travel advisors. Just so you know, we have the opportunity to not only give you excellent service, we have the knowledge and information to help you. We have the strings, we can pull strings, we can work with airlines, we can work with hotels, and of course the cruise lines as well, because we represent them wholeheartedly, and we love Seabourn. And as you can see, we're a proud partner with them, and we also offer up to $1,500 of onboard credit, and actually even more. This is called Signature Collection. We're part of Signature Travel, which is a consortia of thousands of travel agents who are powered together to give you the best options, the best deals, along with our own agency. So you can see here, you can get extra shipboard credits. This is on our website, Cruisin With Ted, where you can see what our offers are. It gives you live information on what's available, what the prices are. And here on the right, you see that Seabourn is offering a 2-category upgrade that can be combined with our $1,000 onboard credit on the right here. We also have a Facebook page called Seabourn. That might be how many of you know us. So, we have hundreds of members. You're welcome to join us there. And we also have a Facebook page, Cruisin With Ted. We invite you to go on that page, like it. We're always posting information about expedition cruising, Seabourn, small ship cruising, river cruising, and small ship ocean like Oceania and yacht cruises. And this is our website. It's called Cruisin With Ted. We ask that you go on our website. We do represent all these different cruise lines and also land packages, hotels, custom tours. Anything you need, we can provide that. When you go on our website, you can receive our special offers by clicking there, or win a free vacation, or both. Make sure you go on our website today and click that. And you can register for Cruisin With Ted's travel perks. We'll send you the latest specials on Seabourn and of course all the travel lines. And you can, as like I said, you can win a vacation stay for two. We also have an opportunity for you to get free destination guides to thousands of different destinations. Here's one in Barbados where you can see where you can go on there. You just put your email in and you'll get instant access, and you can use this on your phone, on your computer, or however you want to do it. It's all right there. We do offer exclusive amenities on hotel reservations. Here's $100 hotel credit. So why book this stuff on your own when you can be getting our extra perks and knowledge and set up everything for you? On our website, we have travel resources. These are different useful travel links. World Health Organization, U.S. Department of State, CDC guidelines. We even have a blog where we write about travel insurance and such. So these are the travel insurance we offer. So even if you're booked already, you can call us for our travel insurance. And this is more information on our blog. Here's a blog I wrote about travel woes. If you're interested in exchanging currency, I wrote a fascinating article about how you need to learn how to get the right ATM card and so forth. These are great apps that we recommend. It's called Rome to Rio. Rome to Rio, you could pull this up on your phone or you can access it on your computer. So if you're traveling from one location to another, you can find out how to get there, what the different routes are, what's the best way to do that. One thing we really love about Seabourn is the people on board. You cannot replace the warm feeling, the family feeling. I don't know how they do it, but they know who you are. They know what you want before you want it. They have your drink out there for you. Is that right, Jessi? Where do you find these people?
We look long and hard to find the right crew members, and we just don't pick anyone. Obviously, these are crew members and team members that are coming from the 5- and 6-star hotels. They're coming from the other high luxury cruise lines. We really do take painstaking measures to make sure that we find the right crew member on board. And even when we do find them, we improve them by being able to work with them and showing them what makes Seabourn special.
Thank you so much. These are some of our agents. Like I say, we do river cruises, we do ocean, we do land packages. These are names and our phone numbers. You want to write that down. We'll also be recording this video, and we'll be posting it on our Facebook page, Cruisin With Ted, and also on our Facebook group, Seabourn. Okay. If we missed your questions, you have any questions later, please reach out to our agents there. Please call them or email them. Another thing that we can do is that even if you're already booked on Seabourn, they do allow us to transfer your booking to us, depending on when it was made and what there might be some conditions, but those extra credits we offered based on how much you pay to Seabourn, we can extend to you even on an existing reservation. And even if you're already booked and you can't turn it over, we still offer our services and advice. We still have our insurance that we can offer. If you don't have that, we offer not just through the cruise line, but third-party insurance. So, we really welcome you to contact us. We've been doing this for, since the turn of the century. We've helped tens of thousands of people just like you with their travel. Okay, so reach out to Cruisin With Ted. Thank you so much for attending today. And again, if you have any questions, just email us or contact us by phone. Anything else you wanted to add, Jessi?
No, I just want to say again, thank you very much for attending, and we hope to welcome you on board one of our vessels.
All right. So again, thank you for attending. Bye-bye. Keep sailing from Cruisin
Bye,
With Ted
everybody.
and team.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.